Alright. We are up and at 'em.
Oh,
And finally, you know, 12 minutes behind schedule. Oh, I did not do a mic check because of all the other stuff. I apologize. We are just getting started here. Alright, go ahead and start saying some stuff, Will, so I can adjust your mic.
alright, let's see. How does this sound right now?
For some reason, it sounds like you're not in front of your mic.
That's kind of hard because I literally sitting in front of the computer. I don't know what else to say.
It's like sounds like you're in the background for some reason. I don't know. Sounds a
I
little
have
bit.
no clue.
We'll figure it out. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm gonna put you about right here, and hopefully that'll be fine. Oh, yay. So, yeah. No, go away. Go away. I don't want those things. Um, so anyway, I didn't want to do that on my phone. I wanted to look at my chat. I didn't want to open some random thing. Just wanted to open my chat. Alright, so. I do not know what I was doing on this little thing, but we're doing stuff here. Anywho. Hi, everybody. It's Monday. We definitely do not know what's going on right now. I was gonna have The Sims playing while we talked, but for some reason, The Sims was not wanting to open. Then it's like, hey, I'm patching, but I'm not telling you that I'm patching. I'm telling you that I'm opening, and it's just like, I just glanced at it, by the way, and it still is at the same level on the patch that it said it was a little while ago. I don't think it's actually patching. But anyway, hi, I'm Serial Star, and this is Will. And we're just gonna be talking and stuff. We're just hanging out. And Will chose the subject this week. He chose Dandadan or Dondadan, however you want to pronounce it. So he and I have been watching that, and it's definitely crazy. Definitely out there. Are you still there? I
Oh
did it.
goodness!
You,
I'm on Discord.
you still
Don't move.
there? I hear you. Can you hear me? Oh man, things are acting up. Let's see. You hear me okay?
I was gonna say broke up so much. It was so much pausing that I was just like, "What is happening?"
So, yeah, I was just like sitting here saying that you chose the subject for today.
Oh yes, yes, the done, the done.
So, yeah. We have been watching Don da Don da Don da Don da Don da Don Don da Don. And
Well, whatever.
it
At this
is.
point, after watching the first, I think it was what 4 episodes I watched. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's four.
I know I've watched 4 episodes. I think I saw that there were at least 6 episodes. I'm not positive on that.
I would say it should be around six by now, because when I watched four, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'll double check that. I'll double check it on Crunchyroll right quick. So let's see. 6 episodes.
Yep.
There are 6
So, yeah.
episodes. So yeah. I will say that the first episode is definitely the craziest. Like, hands
Well,
down.
yeah. It is the most. What are you watching?
Yeah.
You do sit there and go, yeah. The first episode lets you know that number one, don't watch this with your family. Don't watch. I wouldn't even suggest watching this with your significant other, because your
Yeah.
significant other is gonna turn to you and go, "What are you? Why are we watching this?
That
What do you
is
have me watching?"
that is a fair question. But yeah, I definitely think that the following episode, wow, that guy looks crazy. That the following episodes after that are for certain nowhere near as crazy.
They're tamer compared to what you had to deal with episode one.
You know,
Episode one set the bar, and then everything else is tamer compared to one.
so since I am not wanting to get too distracted with random things happening in this game, I have turned it to peaceful mode so that we can just chat and I don't have to worry about dying if I'm not paying close attention to stuff.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured.
So,
But yeah, that first episode, it
yeah.
starts out pretty dang. The first,
Yeah,
I guess, 10 minutes,
the first about 10 to 15
10
minutes
minutes, right?
definitely starts out. It just seems like it's like gonna be like a slice of lifestyle thing where, goofy girl goofy girl and, popular girl, I mean goofy boy and popular girl are gonna, find some reason to start hanging out with each other and whatnot, and it's gonna eventually get to that point where it's like they enjoy each other's company and they wind up being together eventually, right?
That's
But
what I think the actual whole show is. I
but yeah,
think.
and then they throw in the spirits, ghosts, aliens, and then you got
Throw in a bunch of shonen stuff. Here you go.
and then and then they just completely take it into left field by having
Oh,
Turbo Granny gobble up a dick.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
If you haven't seen the
Well,
show, by the way, we should go ahead and do the thing that we should have done before I just said that. During these conversations where we are talking to each other, we are not going to be worrying about spoilers, so this is your opportunity to understand that this is a spoiler heavy thing that we will be doing here.
This is a review. Can we have a review if we don't talk about the show?
So yeah, this is very spoiler heavy, so if you have not seen the episodes and you are interested in seeing the episodes, go watch the episodes and then come check this out on YouTube, because that's where I'll upload it and you can watch us and listen to us all you want there so that we do not spoil it. So yeah, now that that's over and done with, we can get into the whole thing.
The next, 2 episodes. So we're not spoiling anything. We're talking about the first 4.
But yeah, so yeah, that first episode is just like, yeah, standard stuff, the popular girl, and of course, now I will say that popular girl trying to freaking roundhouse her ex or her boyfriend who she's dumping or is dumping her, one of the two. I can't remember exactly
The
which.
boyfriend not having sex with him.
Yeah, he
That
is
was in
dumping
the first
That's right. He was dumping her for not having sex with him. So,
I
more
think their
power to
literal term
her.
was getting out. And I'm like, what grade are they supposed to be in? Are they
Like,
in high school, right?
dude,
They in high school,
you cannot talk things like that when we have entire high school dramas over here where entire seasons revolve around people who are supposed to be freshmen, and there's that whole question going on, you know. We
right?
we cannot we
Yep.
cannot say anything about them doing this every now and then with an anime, especially when the main
No,
character
no,
of the
that ain't.
anime is just like, I didn't want to have sex with you. I think we should just respect that.
Hey, at this point, that wasn't my issue. It was literally because of how this is drawn. I'm like, they're supposed to be in high school, right? Because this is drawn in a way that I'm like, they could be middle schoolers. I'm scared.
I
Like,
mean, to be fair,
what this is
Ichigo
high school.
Kurosaki is in 8th grade at the beginning of the show.
He looks more adult than these kids do.
Yeah.
Kids,
For some reason, anime is not great with ages. You know?
Yes.
I remember seeing like a thing a while back that was like um what what it actually is, like it what if basically people in real life acted the way that anime characters acted, involving um like basically showing like the big bad in real life, but you know and I'm getting my words mixed up here. Basically what I'm trying to say is it shows just like, hey, this person who has been training for many years and is a 30-year-old is going to fight
Mm-hmm.
Naruto, who is 12.
Yep. And get
And
his butt whooped.
it was showing the real life, like realistic things for it. So it's like it shows this body, like not exactly bodybuilder, but like very athletic and muscular guy
Professional
who
athlete.
like he
Yeah.
is definitely a professional martial artist to a certain extent,
Yeah, professional athlete
and then
versus
it
a 12.
shows a freaking 12-year-old.
Yes. Yes. Reality should set in. And you should go, how are these 12-year-olds doing this?
Yeah, it's just like it's so like anime has never been great at actually doing the whole age appropriate drawing for people. you
But
know
hey, at that point, yeah, there is a certain thing to be said about that though, because now you have the whole thing of all the bad guys looking at the main character going, you gotta be kidding me. This kid, you brought this kid out here? I'm gonna beat the mess out of this kid. And then, then the music starts playing. And if only the bad guys understood how F they were. Because,
yeah.
protagonist powers go. And you sit there and go, think about this. Oh god, we getting off topic already.
Well, I mean, like,
But
we were
but yeah,
basically just talking about the whole fact that, like, they definitely don't look like I mean, she does look like she's a high schooler, but she doesn't look like an anime high schooler.
no,
Like, she looks like an anime
no,
middle schooler.
yes,
Which anime
yes.
middle schoolers look like realistic high schoolers. And anime high schoolers look like full-on adults.
Yep, because that's where the show's gonna end by the time the thing's supposed to end. So they ain't changing.
And then you have things like
This
Sailor
is
Moon, where they start in middle school, and I'm not entirely sure where they end, but I feel like not enough time passed between the beginning of the show and the end of the show for them to be full adults. But I feel like they are supposed to be.
yep, yep. They were. It yeah. Sailor Moon. At least the original Sailor Moon was one of those. You just sat there and went, "Why?" You started out in middle school. Why your middle schoolers look like they're
Yes.
dating a college student?
Well,
Because I
that's
could have
actually
sworn
the
that
thing.
Tuxedo
That's the
Man
thing.
was
That's the thing.
in college.
Marlboro was in college. Marlboro was a college student.
Because I know Sailor Moon was technically a middle schooler.
Yet Sailor Moon was a middle
I mean,
school
in the
student,
original.
and they wound
And,
up like actually starting to
I
date in like the second season or the third season. So it's just like, at most, she might have been in like early high school when they started dating, but he was a college student when she was middle school.
yep. When they met.
At least we're not dealing with that. You know, Don Don might have that whole thing of it's hard to tell exactly where they are age-wise, but I
yeah.
think that the reason why it's like that is actually just because of the fact that like we're not used to them being more properly drawn. Yeah,
Okay.
like I think
Sure.
that's the main thing. You know?
Okay. I may have gotten used to a certain style from my shonens and slices of life when they get to a certain point that they're either drawn this way because they're in middle school or drawn this way because they're in high school.
And then
And
you've got the girl who is adorable but has like looks like she's still in grade school, but she's the same age as everyone else. And then you have the girl who's in like grade school but has a body that rivals Pamela Anderson at her finest.
oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like
yeah. That's classic anime.
I feel like I just dated us by saying that, by the way.
Oh, the Pamela Anderson thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that you're doing this on the streaming thing, and half the people went, "Who?"
Well, I mean, like
More than half.
she's doing something right now, but it's definitely not anything that's anyone would think of her as a sexual icon.
Exactly.
Though for some reason, like the only other name that was coming to my mind right now was Megan Fox, and that's mainly because we were talking about her before. And really, Megan Fox is just like she is just she's just normal, like I
Yeah.
was trying to think of somebody who was fairly well endowed, basically.
Oh yeah, yeah. That
Sydney
I'm sitting
Sweeney.
here thinking.
Sydney Sweeney. That's where I should have gone. Sydney Sweeney.
But yeah, yeah. When you said Pamela Anderson, I just kind of laughed to myself. It was fine.
Yeah, for some reason I could not think of anyone else at that time. But yeah,
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney is it like basically is like you have the girl who's in grade school, but she looks like she could rival Sydney Sweeney, you know? And it's just like they're very backwards with their drawing of people. You
Fair,
know?
fair enough. But yeah, yeah. Episode one, first 10 minutes, dude dumps chick because she won't put out, and you sit there and go, okay. She has, pride in herself to not put out just cause.
Yeah,
And I'm just like,
I
that's
totally
nice.
I totally respect that. Like I feel like
Yeah,
she's a
that's
really
nice.
great main character to follow.
I'm sitting here going, at least we don't have the problem that you have in Naruto where female characters kind of suck.
So, and then
Because I ain't that kind of show. And then
she's,
you have to do.
and then they're like talk. Oh, hey, how's it going, Mia Kinsley? How are you, Mia Kinsley? We're talking about Don to Don, sort of. We get off topic a lot.
Oh yeah, we are. We're going space.
We've so far we've done like half of one episode of Don to Don, and uh,
Yep.
and
Only half
we've
half
talked
the
about
episode.
Bleach, Naruto, Sailor Moon,
Yep.
dated
The
ourselves, or at least I dated us.
yep. But yeah. At this point, and we only talked about one of the characters. We now got to talk about the dude.
Yeah, so and like I said, I really like her as a main character because like even though she is like kind of nuts, she's nuts in a good way, and it's because of her being nuts that she wound up meeting the other guy, you know?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Because like she was like, went in there because she saw him with that she saw him with that magazine,
Uh huh.
and then she was just like, you know told those guys off and went away, and then got into an argument about whether spirits are real and aliens are real.
Yep.
And
Yeah. That kind of discussion that ends up starting the story.
when we talked about it at first, you had mentioned like why in the world would you send them there if she knew that that Turbo Granny was there, and um it's
No,
actually
it was the whole thing of why would you send someone? Why would they send each other to some place where number one, dude sent her to a place where he knew that those, the aliens were sighted. I'm like, okay, fine, that makes sense.
yeah, that totally makes
She
sense.
into a haunted place where she knew what it was that was in there. And
See,
that's when I sat there and went, that's the problem.
yeah,
She was a douche.
but I was
He,
actually like I was watching the other episodes, right? And I have an answer for why she did that, okay? She didn't actually believe it because her grandmother still like was saying stuff about how she didn't believe the stuff. So I think that she didn't 100% believe it. That's why she figured at most he would like, hear something that would freak him out. I think that that's all she thought would happen.
oh my God, this makes this worse. Because at this point, that means that she was literally humoring him, and he was the only actual believer in any of this
Like
at
I
all.
I think that she probably has some belief, but I think like she didn't think that the big evil things like that were real,
Because
because
she
cuz
knew what was in
cuz yeah, it's like I feel like she just thought he was going to hear murmurings or something.
there. Because I'm honestly, when I remember that episode, I'm just sitting here going, you were a douche, chick. He didn't know what kind of aliens. He was just hoping for aliens, period.
Yeah.
She was hoping to meet these kind of aliens. He didn't care.
And
He
like I
just
said,
didn't
I
know.
I think that she thought at most he would just hear voices. So when he actually saw the granny and told her that was when she was like, "Oh crap." Because I don't think she
That's Turbo
actually
Granny.
realized that that would actually happen like that. I think that she quite literally just thought that it would be like some, voices, maybe see something that wouldn't be able to hurt him, you know, I don't think she fully believed all of the stuff that her grandmother said. I think she
See,
believed enough to actually believe that something would happen.
cause see, I remember the conversation. The conversation was spirits are real. No, aliens are real. And I'm sitting here going, why have this argument? Okay, okay, maybe if you're a middle school, argument makes 100% sense. Cause yeah, your middle school is this argument actually makes so much sense. It's stupid. But if you're high school, I'm sitting here going, okay, um, okay, you, one of you is the alien one. I'm just giving it to because you knew there were aliens. You just didn't know what the aliens were or anything about the aliens. The only thing you knew about the aliens was they abduct people.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
I definitely
you,
believe he did not know that they were gonna try and rape her.
no, no, I don't think he, none of that came out his mouth. He did not think that that was one of the options. Now, her, I'm still sitting here. I have this hard time because I'm like, okay, you eat, mom, because your grandma is sadly a factor. And if your grandma's actually a factor, you know more about all of your end than he knew about his end.
Yeah, and
Why
that's why
would
I'm saying that I
they?
don't think that she believed everything. I think she believed that spirits and ghosts exist, and but she didn't believe that they could actually, you know, hurt people for real. Because that's the only way it makes sense. It is
No,
literally.
it also makes sense if she's just a douche. It doesn't
Yeah, but I
make
mean,
sense if she is.
but you and I have both seen the other episodes, and she does not come off as just being a douche. You know?
A little bit sometimes.
Well,
Sometimes a little bit the way she talks.
yeah, I
You know the way she
suppose,
talks.
but not in
Yeah,
that
her
way.
actions,
She's not
her actions are
actively
not.
wanting to harm people.
No, no, she just condescending and irritating.
But yeah, I don't think she ever would like to harm, like someone to get hurt. You know?
Yeah.
So that's like
She doesn't.
the only way I can think she may have done what she did.
Okay,
Oh, I got a new follow.
but yeah, okay,
Bay 69 Roadsy Love. Thank you for the follow.
but yeah, we're still on episode 1, which is hilarious.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten all the way through episode 1.
No, we have not.
So I will
So
actually
yeah,
say something that I was on Instagram, I think, and I saw this. I was either on Instagram or I was on Threads, one of the two, and I saw this and it was really funny and it's relevant for this whole thing. So don't worry. um so this person was like posted, it might have been on X actually. I really cannot remember where I saw it. I saw it, I thought it was funny, and it just came up in my mind just now. Um so basically it's like if aliens are monitoring our internet, then and our like you know our pop culture and all, you know, just basically all that stuff, right? Then
hmm
could that mean that aliens are not probing us because they're trying to find out anything special about it? Could it mean that aliens are probing us because they think that's how we communicate? Because almost all of that, like, you know, 90% of stuff on the internet is porn.
Uh, uh, yes, yes. The whole theory of aliens look at this and go, oh, so that's how they say hello. Okay,
Like, we're
sure.
just trying to say hello.
That makes the next scene that we're gonna probably be talking about so much worse.
All right, so yeah, they go to the little places. At
Yeah, they
first,
go to that.
at first I was like, at first I was like, um, I was thinking that it was going to be like she was gonna find the ghosts and he was gonna find the aliens because it seemed like such a thing that would happen where it's like they would both find the other thing and wind up um essentially wind up not believing the other one because you know
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But when I looked at that scene, I was looking at both of them, going, "They both finding ghosts." I'm sorry. The chick went to some abandoned hospital,
yeah,
and I'm
like
just
for
like,
real, it's an abandoned hospital. Why would you
I'm
think
so-
this is where we will find aliens and not this is where we'll find ghosts?
I'm like, this was prime ghost real estate. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
The other one, I'm like, okay, an abandoned tunnel. I'm like, you know what? Fine. That's also a good ghost place. Congratulations. Both of you found good ghost place. I believe ghosts are involved.
Now
No, wait.
I will
The hospital
say,
has.
because of stuff that happens in the next episode, in the second episode, it's actually possible that, because, like, he was saying that sometimes people who have psychic powers will see aliens that everyone else can't see, but they are aliens. So I'm just like, I wonder if basically aliens and ghosts in this world are all the same.
Well, from what I understand of the 4 episodes I've seen, it seemed like they are two distinct things. They just actually can work together, which makes this horrifying. When you sit there and go, an alien can go to a ghost or a yokai or whatever they're calling themselves in this show, and go, hey, I want this dude's penis, so
No,
I
no.
will do
Want this
something for
dude's
you.
banana.
You know what that is?
Yeah, I know. I just love that that's always what they say. Give me
Oh, what it
your
is?
banana.
Yes. You have, you have ghosts of random stupid stuff going, I want your banana. And you're sitting there going, okay, you're a ghost. You not only have you seen many a banana in your, centuries of life or unlife, whatever you want to call
Oh,
it.
it actually occurs to me. That's actually the way that you can tell them apart because the ghost, the granny, actually called it a dick. She said, "Let me
Yes,
gobble your dick."
yes, that was the granny. The granny had nothing to do with no aliens.
So yeah,
The aliens
that's how
did
we
not hire
can
her.
that's how we can distinguish aliens and spirits and yokai and whatnot. The ones that actually say banana, you know, those are the ones that are actually alien.
I think those are, let's see. I think that the thing in the next episode was still an actual yokai, because
No,
that
he
that is
so
a technical spirit from I think Native American folklore. Yeah, I had to look that one. I had to listen to someone talk about that one on a
well, it's just
session.
he had said that that was an alien, but some people mistake it for for something else. Like that's what he had said.
I don't think that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. Um All right, so let's see. Mobile believes it is an evil spirit. Okay, so Okarun recognizes as the Flatwoods monster due to its appearance.
Okay.
So that was an alien in Dandadan. It's
Is the
just
Flatwood Monster a yokai?
it's just because it's like the way that they're explaining it is essentially it is mistaken for a yokai. Is the
Ow.
way that the way that the Dandadan universe is explaining it. It is mistaken for a yokai. So yeah, that was an alien.
Okay. I thought aliens were more powerful than that, but sure. Let's go with
More
that.
powerful than the thing that was able to seal off reality.
Hey, that group of aliens in that laboratory, that was a terrifying scene. And she literally had to, become Jean Grey in order to actually do something about that.
I mean, to be
Because the,
fair,
the
she had a
the ghost granny wasn't exactly, you know, going to win that scenario.
like, but yeah. Let's see.
But becoming Jean Grey kind of, toward them a new one.
But yeah, it's gonna be a thing. Like they're figuring a lot of things out as they go right now. But yeah, I was right in remembering that he said that it was an alien. It just gets mistaken for a yokai.
Okay.
Basically, he has set the precedent for aliens to basically be yokai.
So does that mean that all her spirit stuff works on the aliens now? Like setting them on fire?
Well, that's the thing that she like brought up, the fact um that only demons or only evil spirits were supposed to be able to use that one doorbell. So it's
Yeah.
like it's
So
set up
evil
that
spirit.
whole thing of like basically
That was in
yokai and evil
and
spirits are kind of one and the same, and her granny was like aliens don't exist, which means that her granny is definitely saying like, you know, that was not an alien, that was a yokai. So it's just like
yeah.
I think we're not fully going to know what happened for a while. I think there's
Because
definitely
I
a few
believe,
possibilities.
but like I said, I'm thinking it's actually the aliens can actually communicate with the yokai and hire them or convince them to work for them.
I mean, to be fair, it could be a lot easier than that. It could be a lot simpler than that. It could just be that essentially things that he's considering aliens are basically coming from another dimension, but they have to use some sort of means of transportation, and some of them use spaceships type things, and some of them are just able to do it, like the ones that we call yokai. So essentially they are demons from a demon dimension. So it's like one of those things of it's possible that they're both right.
Okay.
I'm
Interesting.
not saying that as a definite. I'm saying that it's a possible.
All right. But yeah, still, I think we still need to finish talking about episode one. So yeah, He gets to the actual tunnel. She gets to the abandoned hospital.
Man,
He goes down the tunnel.
aliens, and he is attacked by Turbo Granny.
Well, technically, Turtle Granny didn't attack him off the cuff. She offered something first, and
Yeah,
if he had just gone with that, that may not have been a story.
I mean, to be fair, she still gobbled his dick.
Yes, yes, technically, yes.
I'm
She
not
just
sure that was a technically. I'm pretty sure that she did. It's a little
yeah,
hard to just, you know,
yeah.
technically do it without doing it.
I say technically because she technically just possessed his whole body. So
Yeah,
technically,
but when he like when he was himself, he
yeah,
definitely did not have his dick.
true. But I don't think she. You know what I'm saying?
I
Actually put
think
in
the
her mouth.
way that she possesses people is she gobbles their dicks. And the like what the granny says at after everything is said and done, it makes sense that that's what it is cuz it's like um cuz like she apparently came into existence because of people because of guys like, doing bad stuff to girls, you know?
I gotta say, I think in what was it, the third episode, we learned that kind of stuff.
It was fourth episode is when Granny actually talks about it because
Okay.
they took down they took down the Turbo Granny, and then it starts, her grandmother starts saying how she really didn't like having to do that because the reason why Turbo Granny came into existence is because there were a bunch of um guys who were doing not good stuff to girls, and
In the tunnel.
essentially she came into existence to pretty much save those girls. So like
Uh,
so like, she would gobble up their dick, she would possess them, and she would bring them into her fold, and um they would no longer be able to do anything to people anymore.
oh, oh wow. I wonder if they're gonna actually try to make the granny a good character.
I think the granny is officially gone now.
I,
Like I don't think Turbo Granny's coming back.
I actually doubt she's gone.
Like that seemed pretty
I,
definitive.
I have a feeling that, number one, it's a ghost. It was already dead,
Yeah, but
and
they're
it take down one thing, which was the thing in the mountain of the tunnel that they were in. They literally cooked it in front of themselves. Turbo Granny, however, was technically exploded in lights because of being out of bounds.
well, basically she went over to her grandmother's place, and her grandmother's place was protected with all of the protection signs and whatnot. And so as soon as she passed into that area, all of the protection um talismans hit her, and she exploded into flame.
Good. But yeah, I think she's gonna come back soon.
I do think that if she comes back, it is going to be like a thing where it's like she comes back, but it's like she comes back as just because the only way for them to have Okarun be be able to take that depressed form again is by you know having the grandmother exist.
Because number one, I think even at the end of the fourth episode, I'm still sitting here going, for some reason, like, you didn't check all the way, did you? I have this feeling that you checked something, but you didn't check everything, did you?
Yeah.
That's what
I don't know.
that's what I'm doing.
I mean, it's the very first thing, so I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if they did just go ahead and get rid of her because most of the time the first monster in these type of shows does just go away, you know?
Gotcha.
Like it's not like it's basically just introducing the show, you know?
But when you make a monster a power element, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
that means that monster usually sticks around for a little.
yeah, I will say that's the one thing that makes it to where it's possible. The fact that her existence was kind of the reason for his power up.
What's the reason he had powers in general? Because
Yeah.
literally just what this dude, that's his power to be possessed.
So
He still has no powers.
there's like that possibility. Like there are two other episodes that both you and I have not watched as of right now, as of us doing this.
Well, yeah, of course.
So I mean,
That's what I'm making these right.
there's like full possibility that there are a lot of different explanations, and they've already answered them. You know,
Fair,
like there's the
fair.
possibility that because Turbo Granny inhabited him and cursed him, and he used the power multiple times, and it created a sort of weird, not quite Turbo Granny, not quite Okarun, um, creation, that he might just have access to that power now as long as he trains it, up, like that's one possibility. Another possibility, like you said, is that Turbo Granny still exists, but she's going to basically become an ally to them, you know.
Well, I'm going with more of a kind of forced pit because of the Jean Grey Momo literally just choking the life essence out.
Yeah.
I'm
I'd
like,
say that there's also a possibility. I would say there's also a possibility that, because like one of the things that happened was Turbo Granny fused with that demon. So like, what if Turbo Granny could fuse with something else and it create another new thing? Because Turbo Granny was not always what we saw, according to Momo's grandmother.
yeah. Turbo Granny apparently has a thing of possessing a lot of things.
So it's possible that
So yeah,
basically they have fused or something. Like Turbo Granny latched onto him in order to survive or something like that.
or maybe do a Naruto just without any ball,
Yeah, so I mean
or
like there's a bunch of possibilities, and it's just like we have to watch more of the show in order to
yeah.
find out. Which I'm fine with doing because, like I said, the first episode was super crazy and it definitely hooks you, but it's like it hooks you in the same way that Fully Cooley hooks you, you know? Where it's like, what am I watching?
Oh god. Yeah. When episode one, when you literally, following the dude, and the dude walks down and holds a light up, and a grandma looks him dead in the face and goes, "Yeah, we're doing this.
I'll let you
Yes,
suck
I
all
just
my
want to
dick.
do."
I'll let you suck all my tits if you let me gobble your dick.
Yeah, yeah. That was a moment, but even I was just sitting there going, "Did that just happen? Yeah, that just happened. Okay, I understood why the kid ran.
Yeah,
I understood that, but apparently, running from something called a turbo granny was the wrong choice."
I mean that's fair.
Oh, now the other chick, I just kind of felt bad for her when I just realized, yeah, you're literally just effed. If you didn't turn to Jean Grey, you were just effed.
Yeah,
That
I
was it.
mean, cause yeah, as soon as the alien robot creatures started being able to hold their own against Turbo Granny.
Yeah, because Turbo Granny wasn't exactly pulling, a win out of there. The aliens are just like, yeah, there's five of us in this room. You're effed. We're just gonna continue what we're doing. One of us got you.
So
Yeah. That was a moment where you just sat there and went, okay, all right, aliens, Trump, supernatural, gotcha.
but yeah, that is definitely a show right there.
Yep, and that was only episode one.
Yeah,
Now we
I
get to
think
talk about
we
episode.
we did get we did kind of touch on some of the other episodes there.
Fair enough.
We haven't touched
Fair
on
enough. We did.
everything, but we touched on some of the other ones.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fine.
The Now here is something that I do find kind of interesting because like they did a thing that a lot of anime has done where they made her grandmother look incredible, right?
Oh, the hot grandma.
Like plenty of shows have done that. But
Yeah,
this
that's
is
that's
like
still a trope.
one of the first this is actually like the first one that has done it, but then actually pointed out that they did it.
Oh, the one that just went, yeah, we did this on purpose, and look how hot she is.
Cause
Instead of
like
just because
yeah.
Naruto did it. Naruto did it. Simple.
Well, I mean, Naruto called Tsunade Granny Tsunade, but the reason why he did that is because he had already seen her form when like her appearance when she's not using her chakra to keep her young.
He didn't see that beforehand. That was actually a thing. That's actually in the
Huh?
story.
No, he started really calling her Granny Tsunade after after that whole thing because he saw her old form after the battle
I was saying,
because he actually does mention that and because that's like when somebody I forget who says it but somebody actually does say like
Granny for a different reason. Because I think that was Granny for a different reason.
no he started calling her Granny Tsunade after he saw um that she is a lot older than she appears because he actually did say that to someone. He's like he goes, she actually is a lot older than she looks as soon as she uses her power and stuff. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Alright, just wanted to make sure I didn't lose you again.
Fair enough. But it's been a minute since I saw that, the early days of Naruto. I haven't rewatched it in a little while, as in, almost a decade now.
I mean, it's fair. You got Boruto out now, and
It's been a minute. But yeah, I was say, yeah, Tsunade is a hot grandma in shonen.
yeah, but they had like a reason and an explanation for it, but like they've done the whole hot grandmother thing numerous times because like essentially
Yeah,
it seems like animators,
not new.
it seems like Japanese animators only seem to know how to do two things. They can either, like when it comes to old people, they can either make them old and still hot, or they make them old and extremely ugly.
Well, you got your typical anime tropes. You for dudes, you got the old man that's strong as F.
And
That you see
and
that go.
always perverted and
Oh, that's the different one. The old man that's nice and perverted. The old man that is creepy as F and looks like a pedo. Cause you got the
well,
typical old strong man in fighting shows.
yeah, but the
Like
thing is about the old strongman, like most of the time the old strongman is like old man typically is pervert. Like pervert is a different thing than just old and strong. Because you got like
no, no.
Master Roshi, you've got Ramna's granddad.
See, I just go with Ramna. I just go old and pervy. I don't really consider him strong. Master Roshi is in his class all these times. Master Roshi. He is the stereotype.
Jiraiya.
And
Like I said,
sure,
most of the
sure.
time, if there's an old
Oh,
man,
sure.
most of the time, if there's an old man, the old man is perverted. It's not an every single time, but it is a most of the time.
Okay.
Now, the degree of being able to be serious and not being able to be serious and just always perverted, that can vary. Because, like you said, Ramna one half, I was remembering something different for some reason, but I do remember him now, the little tiny grandpa that goes around stealing everyone's
Not strong in any way,
everyone's
shape, or
underwear.
form.
He is
Yeah, the most
extremely sneaky and
perverted.
fast, though. Extremely sneaky and
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, yeah. But he is the most perverted out of that list. You did say
Yes, most
the most
definitely.
perverted.
Most definitely.
And I think number two is Master Roshi. And then the company in last is Jiraiya. Because at least Jiraiya can actually put it aside for a minute.
Yeah. Jiraiya, when he needs to be serious, he is serious.
When Master Roshi is still, when you put panties in front of Master Roshi still Master Roshi. That will go for the panties.
So
And
yeah.
you wouldn't see it because the other little man for 1.5 hours before you knew it.
Trying to think of like other old men in anime.
You got the old man from Bleach. Good old serious old man.
Oh, you talking about
Captain
the?
of all the squad.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're talking about the captain.
Yamato.
Captain Yamamosa, is that his name?
Yamato. Yamato, isn't that right?
Is it Yamano or is it Yamamosa? Who's Yamamosa? What am I thinking?
I don't.
What am I thinking right now?
I don't know. I think it's Captain Yamato. I think that's what that Bleach captain name is. And then you got Whitebeard from One Piece. Serious old man. Literally hooked up on the, hooked up with an oxygen tank.
Alright, here we are. Let's see. Okay, Captain. Hold on. Is that right? Oh my lord, I understand ads are important to keep sites going, but dang, man. Like, seriously, that was like ridiculous.
But yeah, there's a lot of serious old men that I just named.
Yeah, there are a lot of serious old men. Most of the time, you do have the perverted, like, old men are usually perverted most of the time. Aha! Okay, so the reason why I was thinking like Yamamoto or something, and you were thinking Yamato, is because we're both wrong, but we needed to combine our answers. It's Captain Yamamoto.
Okay.
That was
All
his.
right.
That was his name, Captain Yamamoto.
Okay then. All right.
We were both wrong. But if we had figured out how to combine them, if we had done a fusion ha, we could have figured it out.
Okay.
Yeah, Captain Yamato is the guy from Naruto, the wood guy.
Oh, that one. Oh, great. All those names starting to mix up. That's great.
I mean, it's the same thing
but
as
yeah,
like us trying to figure out what's one of the side characters in Supernatural is called.
fair. But yeah, when it comes to the old people, you have the old men and you have the old women. And the old women only come in two flavors. Creepy, what is that in the corner? Shriveled up. Ugh. And then you have the hotness that's just out there with gray hair. And you're like, why do you look like that? And you're how old?
How?
Are you pushing 80? And how are you pushing 80 when you look like a 20-year-old with just a
Yeah,
gray wig on?
for real. Like I said earlier, like Japan does not know how to draw ages properly.
You got the shriveled up raisin of a grandma in the corner, and you're like, yeah, that's the old grandma. That's the typical old grandma, sure. Then you got the old hotness over there in the other corner, and you're just like, you're a 20-year-old with a silver wig on. Yup.
And the fun thing
Did you just
is, they can be in the same exact show.
Yes, yes. And they will point that out to you. They go, this is the hot granny, and this is the normal granny. This is the granny that you want to, get your cookies from. This is the granny you want to do. Two separate grannies, and the roles do not meet, except in one show, and I don't think anyone else would have ever watched this show.
What show?
Oh, it was a slice of life that I watched. It was a slice of life where a grandma and a granddad, after living a good long life as farmers. Episode one, the tree that they've raised for the past 60 years is about to die and produces a magical golden apple.
Oh, I thought it was gonna become a kid because that happens a lot too.
Yeah. They share the apple. It's a nice old person scene. I was about to, turn it off because are they finna die? Are they finna kill over and be isekai? What's happening?
They're eating a
And they
palpo
wake up.
fruit.
They wake up in the middle of the night. The granddad walks in to use the bathroom, looks in the mirror, and, oh God, he de-aged into his 20s. And he comes back into the room, yells at the grandma, turns on the light, and she's de-aged into her 20s. And the only thing that is different about them in their 20s and them now is the fact that they both have silver hair. So I'm like, this is weird show. It's a weird slice of life show where they can turn back and forth from old people to young people. What is this? What is this show? Who is this for? I'm confused enough just to watch this.
I mean, I imagine it's for older people who want, like, I mean, like, you have things like Harry Potter for children. Why not have something for older people, you know?
No, sure. I was just sitting here going, this is a
So
slice of life anime.
maybe
So
maybe if you, like, young people have the whole thing of maybe when I turn 11, I will get my Hogwarts letter. And older people now have a maybe if I take care of this apple tree really well, I'll get a golden apple and become young again.
oh my God. But yeah, it was a weird show. And that was the thing that really kind of messed with this whole thing of our whole analysis on how you do. It was the show of old man, non-pervy, typical old man, wrinkles, then becomes, oh God, what is this over here with a six pack?
See this. So here's the strange thing about Dandadan that I'm thinking is going to be a thing. Okay, so it is extremely funny, nonsensical, but at the same time, like, so batshit crazy, right?
Yep.
I'm sort of, but like then they have that little thing right at the end of the whole thing with Turbo Granny, where you find out that Turbo Granny existed and was actually kind of protecting maidens, right?
Sure. I'm still a little iffy on that because what's his name really did nothing wrong. Why
Yeah,
was she just
because she
sounds
was
like
just
just about to murk him?
basically it was just the whole thing of any guys that go in there, Turbo Granny goes after.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here going. That doesn't, I'm like,
It
yeah,
doesn't
she
matter
was.
if the guy wasn't doing anything. If they're a guy and they're in there, they basically it's the whole thing of just like, you know, like you and I tend to try our best to be decent, right? But
Yep.
it doesn't matter that we do that. We recognize that because of other people doing horrible things, we respect the fact that it's understandable to not trust guys. You
Yep.
know?
Yep.
Like it is fully 100% understandable to not trust guys.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm still sitting here going,
But
okay,
what I was saying is just like because like it doesn't matter if half of the guys are doing that stuff, 10% of the guys are doing that stuff, or even 1% of the guys are doing that stuff. It's the whole thing of because they're doing it, the best way to protect, especially when you're talking about a spirit who is like, been there for so long and has gotten obsessed, um, you're not going to be trying to discern which ones are good and which ones are not good. You're just
Yeah,
going to
but
be trying to protect all of the girls.
yeah,
Like,
but this is where I kind of get into the whole thing of what's the age limit for girls? Like, say like if a 10-year-old was just walking by, with she had just gone. Now you just don't got to finish. Now I don't have to worry about
well,
you.
to be
Okay.
fair, you have to go in the tunnel. So like
Yeah,
the
I can
little
see a 10-year-old wandering in the tunnel. That ain't hard
I
to do.
mean, we don't really know what the age limit is. It could just be as soon as you're a teenager, or it could be any guy. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
we
where I get the funny part of just going. Could have been any guy,
it really could have been
anything.
any guy.
So it's just like,
Like, we really
wow.
don't
Okay.
know all of the specifics of that.
Oh no, no.
And to be fair, it's an anime, so we're not gonna get all those specifics because for the most
Unless they
part,
decide to
they're
bring the
probably
character back.
done with that. Like,
Unless they bring the character back, which I think they may.
I mean, it's
Because I
possible
have
that they will. Hold on, I meant to do something back here. I mean, they might. Like I
and all
said,
these.
we came up with a lot of reasons why they might. It's also possible that
Oh,
he'll get possessed by something else, and it'll just be like a running gag that every single time they go somewhere, he gets possessed.
oh, that was hilarious. Every that she keeps on putting him in these situations, and he gets possessed by a bunch of random stupid niggas.
Well, I watched a little of episode 5. I didn't watch all of it, just like the beginning of it.
Uh
And
huh.
something interesting happened during the time that I watched it, okay? Um
Okay.
he wanted to talk about ghosts and spirits with her, like, they're both at school. So, they have to do
Okay.
school stuff and they're in different classes, right? So
Yeah.
he wanted to talk about like ghosts and spirits. She wanted to talk about aliens.
Okay. Makes sense.
So it's like it seems like they
You
may have
almost
just
got.
reversed roles.
Yeah, it makes sense. She almost got raped by aliens, and he literally got possessed by spirits. They both want to know what the F just happened. That makes sense.
So yeah, there's I don't know what's going to happen going forward in this. I really don't. Like a lot of
Yeah, that's what
times
this show.
when I'm watching something, I can usually like guess what might be coming, but with this one I really don't know. I
Fair,
am I am at a loss with this one
fair.
because like the way that I kind of guess what might happen in most other things is like what would I do if I were writing this? But with this one, I'm like, I don't think I would have ever thought to write anything like this.
Like fair. Yeah, I'm sitting here going, okay, if I were to write this, seeing as how his powers kind of work, I would kind of have him do this whole thing of like, like with how Deku had his all might powers. Basically, have him only be able to use the every so often, and the power either exhausts him or actually physically does something horrible to him if he uses the powers more than once or twice.
I
And he
mean,
has to a training arc in order to actually, be conditioned enough to actually go mop speech with a human body.
like they already kind of put out there the whole thing of like he can only go all out twice.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I mean, like, it would stand to reason that they would do something like that.
So yeah, have him actually do a training arc where he actually has to get muscles and you know actually get that superhero physique in order to actually use that power accurately and for longer.
So yeah, I can definitely see something like that happening.
And plus, since it's also a romance thing, he would become the kind of dude that she wants anyway. He
Yeah,
already got the name. He
I
can now show.
I I am definitely like one of the things that happens in the next episode that I got to this point and that's when I turned it off because I needed to go ahead and start getting ready for us to hop on here and stuff. It
Mm-hmm.
was she was trying to talk to one of Okuna's classmates and she's like, "Okuna, don't you understand? Can you not speak English or, can you not understand that such a simple thing? Are you deaf?" And it's just like I'm just like in my head going, "Do you actually not remember that you just started calling him that because you didn't want to use his actual name?"
Again, kind of, one of those moments of kind of a douche. Little bit.
Cuz yeah,
You
she
took his
doesn't
name.
because like I get why she didn't want to call him that because
She never explains it to him.
at this
She
point
never,
in time she doesn't want to have a crush on him.
but yeah, she never explains it to him. She just tells him he doesn't get to have that name.
Yeah,
Bullies him, and
yeah,
he accepts. And I'm just like, oh, that's horrible. Oh,
but
literally
yeah,
took it,
yeah.
and you're just fine with
She
having someone.
she is definitely just like that whole completely oblivious of the fact that she is doing things that are not nice.
Oh, he's not oblivious. He just wants a friend.
No, I didn't say he was oblivious. I said she is oblivious that she's doing that. She doesn't it's like she doesn't realize
She
in those
does.
moments that she is being a douche. She thinks like it's very weird to explain how this works, but it's a type of thing that some people do where it's like in their reality this makes sense and the people who are going against it are the ones that are being rude and douches. So like to her like I'm not arguing that she's right, by the way, just letting you know. I'm not arguing that she's right. I'm explaining why she does not realize that she's being a douche for this. It's that whole thing of like, because in her reality it is wrong for him to have the same name as the guy that she has a major crush on, so she has done that because he should not have that name and he should understand that he should not have that name. So she has given him this other name that he is allowed to use.
Oh my god.
Like I said, I'm not saying she's right at all. This is just me explaining how the character works.
Oh my god. Like I said, I'm just still sitting here going, yeah,
That's why she
yeah.
does not see that that was a douche thing for her to do. Was it a douche thing? Yes.
Right.
Yes, by all means, it really was. Just because you don't like that someone's name matches the same name as a person that you like doesn't mean that that person is not allowed to have that name. Case in point, there is a person in New York, there is a politician in New York that is doing a lot of really good things. Okay? His name is Harvey Epstein. He is doing a lot of good things, and people think that he is some sort of because of his name. They seem to think that he is some sort of amalgamation of Harvey Weinstein and Epstein.
Oh God.
So like he has to deal with that on a daily basis. He has to deal
Yeah.
with people being like, he deserves a second chance. It's like, still on my first chance here. So, like, it's that whole thing of like, people have trouble distinguishing the name thing. And this is kind of one of those times where it's like, this is how you explain how this works in her head. It does not mean that she is not being a douchebag. It means that she does not recognize she's being a douchebag.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah. It is one of those sad moments. Yeah, this is your only friend that you got in this show, isn't it, dude? Because it looks like even in the show, you are one of those characters, friend.
Oh yeah, like no one else likes him.
Yeah, and he was so hard up on friendship that he was literally willing to probably sell his wiener to aliens if they don't.
Yeah, pretty much.
He would have gave it away if they would have just said and talked to.
Yeah.
That's how depressing that character is.
Yeah. That character is very much a sad sack.
Yes. So he's literally gonna take him from wherever he can get it. And I'm just like, oh, you're a depressing character.
To be fair, a popular girl who has moments of compassion, he could do worse. He could do much worse than a popular girl who has moments of compassion.
Oh.
Because at least she has moments of compassion.
Oh. I kind of have this feeling that I actually really associate with when it comes to actual school stuff, as in want to be associated with, you know, I'm assuming at this point, the school nerd, the sci-fi geek, the dude that talks about aliens all the time.
I mean, at the very least, his classmates thinks that he's weird, so they tend to either bully or just not talk to him at all.
Yeah, so if this goes like most goes, the popular girl going to him for any reason should not work. She should either A, just pretend like he don't exist, or B, sneak off to talk to him and then refute ever meeting him in public.
Well, in the next episode where I was watching a bit, she kind of walked with him to class, but since they're not in the same class, they parted in the hall. And then after school, she tried to go and find him and was having trouble because no one knows who Okuna is because that's not his name.
Yes, yes. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. You can't expect other people to understand that you gave a kid a name. Oh, okay, fine.
Like I said, it's so funny because like she doesn't even seem to realize that she gave him that name. Like she seems to have completely forgotten that she just started calling him Okuna, but that was not his name.
Um, yes, yes. When you give a person a nickname, that usually means that you're either A, real good friends. I mean, you've been friends since like, for at least more years. Or B, you're dating that person. Those are your two options in normally in high school.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know what I'm doing in this
So,
game. I'm just like running around doing random shit.
so yeah, she gonna start running around saying his nickname to everybody. There's gonna be dating allegations,
Oh, most
and
definitely.
she's gonna either A, have to be an utter douchebag about it, or B, just hopefully be a decent person. But I doubt that one. I really do. So I'm gonna go with utter douchebag and deny his existence or curse him into the ground.
So yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of things. This show is definitely going to do a lot of stupid things. I imagine it's gonna hit my cringe factor a couple of times, honestly.
Oh, honestly, I expect this, after this point, it to be actually downhill because from what I'm expecting now, I'm like, okay, if this is what I think this kind of show is, it's gonna have a bunch of romance scenes. So they got to shove that in somewhere. So they got you hooked on the first 3 or 4 episodes, so now they can just ride out the rest of this with love stuff.
Oh my god, I'm about to die.
Did you put it on peaceful?
I went underwater, and you can still drown, and it really does not give you a whole lot of time for underwater. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
something you can do, you know,
Uh-huh.
but I haven't played a ton lately, so I don't know all of the new things that you can do. I'm sure there's something
Fair.
you can do for traveling underwater. But I just ran out of
Oh,
oxygen.
fair enough.
I thought I had created a little air pocket for myself, but a freaking stalagmite wouldn't let me get to it. Then I started panicking, and that's when I lost. You don't panic,
There you go.
but it's okay. I lost a bunch of pickaxes, but that's about it. Didn't have anything major.
Fair enough.
But yeah, this show, I mean, there's a lot of places it can go. For one, they just completed like the first little part, which means that now that they have introduced us to the show and the characters, they have to introduce us to the actual plot. Like that's the next step.
Yeah, and yep, that's kind of why I was sitting here going. If it goes the Fooly Cootie route, it's either going to be a lot of innuendo and stuff that has to do with teenage romance.
Oh, I definitely feel like they're gonna have a lot of that. Like I feel like it is pretty much just a guarantee they're gonna have a lot of like the innuendo, romance stuff, awkward situations, you know.
Yep,
But
that's kind of what this.
because of how they did the fights, and especially with how they did him with the half cursed thing, like giving that an actual personality, I feel like there has to be. That's interesting. I feel like there has to be um a actual like plot, you know?
You don't think this is plot enough?
No, I don't think slice of life plot is going to be enough for this.
See, I'm going with it's gonna be slice of life plot. That's what I'm thinking it's gonna be.
It just, I don't know, it just feels like with the way that they were doing stuff, especially with like the whole transformation thing, that they're definitely going to have.
Because honestly, it seems like the transformation thing, and honestly, I'm gonna be honest, the dude himself seems like a side character. Don't you think?
Well, I mean, the dude is like, she is still going, like, in the next episode, she hangs out with him.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, he himself seems like a side character, doesn't he?
I think
He
that
doesn't really seem like a main character.
I think that both of them are going to be main characters. I think that he is going to somehow start being able to use that other form a lot more. Essentially, I think that they are both going to be important for the plot. Like, I don't think either one of them is just a side character. I think both of them are the main character.
Oh, I was gonna say she is the main character. We even got introduced to her family. Dude, however, I'm like, okay, you could have been anyone that she convinced to go that way, and she would have to do all this stuff with them anyway. The
Well,
only difference is your name and
well, I mean,
maybe a possible romance interest.
the difference is the fact that he was into the paranormal already. It's just the paranormal that he was into was aliens. Like, the only reason why they started the whole thing was because she wanted to convince him that ghosts were real, and he wanted to convince her that aliens were real. It was that whole thing of like opposites attract type of thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting here going, okay, so the only thing that's really gonna be the plot, I guess, at this point is the opposites attract scenario, which would be the romance plot.
Like, again, the way that they did all the fights, I do not think it's going to basically turn into a slice of life. The way that they did the fights and stuff, I don't think that it's going to be a slice of life at all. I think that it's going to have
Okay.
romance in it. I do think that. I'm not saying that I don't think that it's going to have romance, okay? What I'm saying is I think the romance plot is going to be more of the secondary plot.
Okay.
I think the romance plot will be more of the secondary plot. And I think the actual plot's going to be whatever comes next. You know?
Okay.
Apparently, this obsidian gate is not an official obsidian gate. That's fine. I'm just gonna go over here. But yeah, I like, I've never seen a slice of life anime where they've done an elaborate town destroying fight like that and transformations like that at all. I've never seen that, because typically if you're going to do that, you're going for the certain audience, you know, the audience that wants to see, you know, supernatural fights and stuff. And it's like, you can still have the romance stuff in there. Like, no one's saying that you can't have romance plot in there. Typically, action animes do have romance plots in them. You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes they seem like they're gonna have a romance plot, and then they don't. Sort of like Naruto. Naruto has, oh yeah, these people were supposed to be romantically entwined. We should do something about that. How do you want to do it? I don't know. Let's have one of them try to kill the other. Okay.
Yep.
It's like, oh wait, didn't we want to
Well,
put Hinata and Naruto together at some point? Yeah. Okay, I don't know what to do. Let's just do a movie. And in the movie, we'll
well,
have them get
well,
together.
something omnipotent. There was the one episode where they did something with it. There was an actual love declaration in Shippuden
Yeah, but it happened
with Naruto and Hinata.
it happened in such a way that it was just like that was literally just thrown in because they forgot that they were supposed to do this. Like, I fully 100% believe that they forgot they wanted to put those two together. It's like, it was constantly just a running gag that Hinata had a huge crush on Naruto, and they were gonna do something with it, and then they did the whole ninja war, and then they were like, oh, crap. I wanted to put Naruto and Hinata together. Well, let's do
Like I
this
said
real
before,
quick.
before the Ninja War, like I said, the Pain arc. You remember that one where Pain decides that he was gonna kill.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He
saying.
decides
It's like that's what I'm saying. Like it's that whole thing of like, oh yeah, I was gonna do something with this. It's like that was the last time that something happened. Now I want you to think about how many episodes between that moment and the moment when they actually started getting together. Tell me, how long was it and how many times did they do any sort of cute thing between the two of them?
okay, are we going with fillers?
No, because
Because filler
fillers
is a
don't
yeah.
exist. Fillers don't exist when it comes to the actual plot. If fillers exist, Hinata would have been a lot stronger by Shippuden because of the training that she was doing in one of the filler arcs.
Because I was going to say, filler, like the filler stuff.
Yeah, you can't count fillers because fillers technically do not exist in the canon.
If we go by what was strictly canon, let's see. Trying to remember what that canon episode because I watched this back when all of this was still just one consecutive show. You couldn't tell what was filler because it was coming out each week. Let's see.
And the only way to tell it
Trying to
was
weed
filler when it was originally coming out was by having already read the manga.
I would say you didn't bother reading back then. I'm literally still trying to weed out what was filler because you'd be surprised at what was filler and what wasn't.
Now, when I was trying
Especially now
to
that Boruto exists.
like get caught up on it and watch it all, I wound up just having the filler list next to me so that I could, just kind of skip the fillers for the God, shoot, excuse me. So I could kind of skip the fillers for that current point in time. Some of the fillers that people recommended, I went back and watched later. But, I watched all the fillers in Naruto because I was watching that as it came out. And Shippuden, there was a reason why I wound up having to stop watching it. I don't remember what it was right now. But when I got back to it, it was like, I want to say 50 episodes from being finished, so I was just trying to catch up. But yeah, they did the whole thing. They did the whole thing with Pain, and she jumped
Yep.
in, protected Naruto for a bit, and then Naruto got pissed off because she was attacked, and it looked like she had died. But after
Mm-hmm.
that, for pretty much the rest of the show, there was no real interaction. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people were upset by how things happen, because it's like I said, it's like the whole thing of like we wanted something wonderful to happen between them, but by the time they actually decided to do something, it felt so rushed, because it went from it went almost immediately from Naruto is in love with Sakura, and then Naruto is in love with Hinata, almost just like a light switch. And
Well,
it's
the-
it's like, and then it's just like Naruto's like, I think I've always loved her, and it's just like, it just doesn't feel, it feels like, it feels sort of like you're disrespecting us by not giving us an actual thing between the two of them. You know? Like it feels cheapened.
Did you want an extra 50 episodes of plot where they
Dude,
would have had where you forced them together?
no, what I would have wanted is for there to be more episodes where they actually had a reason to put the two of them together, to allow that to blossom. You know, like there were so many episodes where they put Naruto with plenty of people, and it's like you could have easily just started having Hinata be one of the regular people that he hung out with. I mean, for God's sakes, he was hanging out with Kiba, he was hanging out with Shino, he was hanging out with Shikamaru, he was hanging out with Choji. He
Hell with them.
literally, he literally could
When?
have. There were times in the show where he was hanging out with them. Like it was just it, and the reason why you wouldn't even think about it is because of the fact that it got to a point where anytime that they wanted to have him hanging out with someone, they could just have him hanging out with someone, because everyone knew him, everyone liked him, and it's just like you could have easily put Hinata in there just as well and allowed some stuff to happen. Like you don't have to add extra episodes for it to happen. It could have happened naturally by putting her in there, you know? Like, oh, we need Sakura for this, but you need to make sure that you're able to keep an eye on stuff, so we're going to send Hinata with you because Hinata has the Byakugan, you know?
See, I understood flow wise why they didn't put. She wasn't needed.
But
She
that's
really
the
wasn't.
thing. They literally could have allowed her to be needed, because there were times when they needed surveillance people around Naruto. And it's like she is a surveillance person. Instead of giving Naruto Neji for some stuff, why don't you give Hinata to Naruto and allow some, like a few scenes to happen between the two of them? There could have been plenty of times where like Naruto was like feeling completely just, unable to continue and felt like he just needed to give up, and she could have just had a talk with him, and it would have actually felt much more natural and much more meaningful than the cheapened way they did it, where it's just like, okay, we're gonna do this and now they're in love.
Well, I
Like,
was happy because the filler arts actually did help out, fill that out. You got your resolution with the filler stuff. If you skip the filler stuff, I could understand.
but I mean, that's the thing, because like what you're saying right now, the filler stuff, because like I said, the filler stuff's not in the original story.
Oh yeah, in the manga, yeah, the manga actually goes a different way about this, and they mostly cover all of the Hinata Naruto stuff at the after the war,
Yeah, exactly.
literally.
That's basically what they did. And like, because filler episodes are filler episodes,
they are not canon, meaning that every single time they get back to the canon stuff, literally everything that happened in the filler episode is ignored because it didn't actually happen.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like you can
I can
say that
understand that.
they had enough scenes during the filler episodes, but the fact that it's only the filler episodes where they had any scenes means that they did not
Hmm.
actually do their story justice, because you shouldn't rely on filler episodes to that are actually not canon to do the work that you need to do for your story.
Oh, yeah, fair, but it's a shonen. I'll be honest. When you come to the big three for shonen and romances, can you think of any of them that they did correctly? Cause
Yu
I'll
Yu
be
Hakusho,
honest,
Yu Yu
uh,
Hakusho, but if you're
not a
talking
big three.
if you're talking One Piece, DBZ, and Naruto, then no,
One
they.
Piece, DBZ, Naruto, Bleach, any of them.
And if you're talking, well, Bleach,
Bleach is
it
horrible. You know that.
Bleach depends on which character you are defining as the love interest.
There's only one love interest in Bleach. They already submitted this. The manga's over. It was horrible.
But that's the thing, is like I
They
want to
should give it up to Japan.
say I want to say that the one that they wanted was Orihime and Ichigo. Am I correct?
Orihime and Ichigo are the ones that end up. Yes.
Yeah. The reason why I say it depends on what romance you're looking at. Rukia and Ichigo have so much more chemistry.
Yes. Yes. In the
So
discussion,
yeah. So
they
yeah,
want to actually
it's
hung out more than Orihime and Ichigo.
yeah, it definitely
It,
seems like shonen animes don't know how to do romance. At least
because
not with the
they
main
don't focus on.
character. At least not with the main character. They can do
Yeah, but the main
romance with
character.
other characters.
Yeah, side characters actually get romance,
Yeah, like
but not.
for instance, like Asuma and um shoot, I'm forgetting her name. You know, the red-eyed girl, the red-eyed ninja woman.
Um, oh goodness. Um,
What's
the
her
leader
name?
of Hinata group, right?
No, can't remember her name right now. I think it
Yeah, she
starts.
was the leader of 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 Hinata and them, right?
Yeah,
That
that woman.
yeah, her.
Kurenai?
Kurenai?
Yeah,
Is that
Kurenai.
how you?
I was right, Kurenai. Yeah. So like Asuma and Kurenai, like this is why it's like it feels so weird that they can't do things when they have the main characters, because it's like Asuma and Kurenai. You hardly see anything between the two of them on the show, but you see enough to actually see them naturally get together. You know? So it's like, how can you do this with subtext but not be able to do this when you have the entire thing?
See, with the see, that was no subtext. That was never actually, just put out there. That was either after his death, you go like, yep, that's all the subtext in the world to know that they were together.
No, like
But
I
before that,
no
they didn't put it.
before that they did do a lot of things, but they didn't do a lot of things. They did enough to let you know that the two of them were seeing each other.
They didn't.
Yeah,
At
they
least
did.
not from what I remember.
I
Like what?
They had a lot of times where it's like the two of them would just be together. you know, doing stuff, and it'd just be like, you know, they would just be in the background. A lot of times where it's like something was happening, and there'd be like just a comment made by Ino, Choji, or Shikamaru to Asuma. They did enough, but it was all just like in the background, so it's like not right up in front of you to show that it was happening. Because before the episode where spoiler.
How is this a spoiler?
It's
This
a
is
spoiler
so.
if no one has actually watched the Naruto episodes. So spoiler warning. Um when Asuma died, I already knew that Kurenai and Asuma were seeing each other. I wasn't entirely sure that they were seeing each other, or if it was like both of them were just being cute around each other. But they confirmed that they were seeing each other later, like after that point. But it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I already knew that they were seeing each other before that moment, because they had enough in the show to let me know that. So it's just like, how are they able to do that, but they're not able to, like, with all eyes on them, be able to actually create a natural romance between Hinata and Naruto?
Hinata would have needed to be in, and she wasn't,
And that's the thing.
because she
It's
would have
like,
been put in all those situations that she shouldn't have been in.
but
Just
that's the
like,
thing. You say that
Sasuke and
there are plenty of times when, like, she could have been one of the extra people in the episode. Like, there are plenty of
yeah, but
times where she could have been the extra person in an episode.
yeah, but then she wouldn't have done anything because she was that shy wallflower girl that was literally hiding in a corner in the
But that's
early
the thing.
episodes of
The
Naruto.
only time that she was like the wallflower girl, from what you see, from
The early Naruto.
Shino and um and um um shoot, dog boy,
Kiba.
Kiba. I could remember his dog's name. Kamaru.
Yes, the dog is more important than he is, and I'm sticking to that.
But
Yeah,
like
one of
there
my
were
characters.
there were plenty of episodes where it's like, you could have easily just, instead of putting someone, you know, instead of putting one of these other randos there, you could have just put her there and had some scenes with the two of them. But anyways, it's past 9 now. Not by a lot, but by a little. So we should probably go ahead and call it.
And
So if anyone's actually finds this amusing, you know, feel free to go and check it on my YouTube page. We're doing this on Mondays, 7 to 9. So, and if you want to come watch me play some retro games, I play Saturday and Sunday from 7 to 10. Right now I'm playing through Suikoden 2. So if you like that, then come watch it. But yeah. This has been fun. We totally got off track a number of times, especially since we ended on Naruto.
oh
So
yeah, yeah, we knew this was gonna happen.
yeah, this always happens. We get distracted quite a bit. But I hope you enjoyed it. You can find me on social media. I'm Seriostar Star on pretty much everywhere.
Oh.
If you find Will on social media, then you're stalking him, and that's not cool. But I'm sure he'll accept your friend request if you do. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. I have no idea what we're gonna talk about next time, but we'll figure it out. Anyways, hope everyone has a good night and a good week. Bye.